So I did it. I got my whole room cleaned up and organized, and it took me a little over 6 hours, so 6 hours and 20 minutes.
As you can see, when I started out, it was a dumping ground. Just things all over the place. Things that needed to be repurposed, recycled, donated, and just cleaned up. I also realized that I had a problem by holding on to way too many envelopes that I thought maybe I would need just in case. So Lynn Poulton, with Wholly Organized, a professional organizer in West Akron, came over, helped me out with those envelopes, helped me establish some new rules, and gave me some tips to get started. She told me to do it in 20-minute increments. So I got to work.
So I think it's pretty appropriate that I am almost done clearing off. This is the last area that I needed to clear off, the craft area. And I was just getting to kind of the last box. And what's the last thing that I'm going to recycle? Envelopes. Hi, I'm Betty Lin-Fisher with the Akron Beacon Journal. This is Lynn Poulton with Wholly Organized. So I'm done.
Amazing!
I'm done. You'll be able to see in the video, or if you've been following along, this was a lot of clutter before. Had a lot of totes. It was a dumping ground. And so this took me a little over 6 hours. 6 hours and 20 minutes to be exact. And some of the things I learned were, just do them in small increments. So you had told me, just do 20 minutes at a time. So this was mostly 20 minutes at a time, sometimes 40 minutes if I felt a little ambitious. But I also spread it out over 5 weeks.
Did you ever feel like you didn't want to do it, but once you got started,
yes,
you got motivated?
And there were times, I've told you there were times I pushed my deadline back by a week, and it was okay. There were also times my daughter had her wisdom teeth out. Last week my back was bothering me. I just couldn't get down here certain days, and that's okay too.
You didn't beat yourself up about it.
Right.
And
Right.
you got it done. It's
Right.
amazing.
So let me show you a little bit. So this
Yeah.
is the craft area over here. This was all kind of had stuff all over it, but I kind of have cleaned it up, and it's got everything's in its place. What I would say is, I guess the project that I had in mind was just at least making sure that everything was in its place. Now there may be some more, when I get to the scrapbooking projects, I might want to do some more weeding or some more organizing. But
You really cleared this out.
I did. This cabinet over here was all full of and disorganized, full of school supplies for the kids, but crayons and
Yeah.
wide ruled notebooks, and the kids are in high school now.
Yeah.
So that's now. I took 8 boxes to a friend who's going to take it to school for
I
kids.
think it's great. So this is in process. right
Yeah,
now, kind
yeah,
of.
I would say this is, craft area, stuff for scrapbooking. But again, at least it's, things are not hanging out of baskets. Same thing here. Some of these I didn't touch at all, or I just added to them. As we know, I had an envelope issue.
And you've got
So-
it down to one
I
pen.
do. And so you and I went through those, and ironically, the last thing that I cleaned up the other day was envelopes. I found a couple more envelopes.
All right.
So they went in the recycle bin.
Yeah.
And then this area used to be a desktop for the desktop computer. I'm going to use this probably as a mailing center. So I completely cleared this out, as well as this drawer, and then repurposed them.
So you got things out that you are no longer using.
Right.
You donated. And where did you donate?
To a variety of places.
Okay.
Goodwill, Easter Seals is coming to the house and picking some stuff up.
Yeah.
To friends, recycled a lot, threw out a lot.
Uh-huh.
So I think that I think it's all in all been a successful project, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback, and hopefully this will motivate people.
Yeah, I think it's great. Well, and you were accountable to me texting you, checking in, and to all your readers.
Right.
That's
right.
a big piece, isn't it?
Right. So one person actually yesterday said, okay, now you just have to make sure it stays clean, which is totally true, because this was clean like this 4 years ago.
So maintaining a space, it's about trying to put things back where they belong after you use them. And if you're in the middle of something, like you're going to be working on a project, scrapbooking, you would leave it out, right?
Right, right.
Because this is what you're using the space for.
Right, right. And
So-
working again, using kind of your tip of doing small projects at a time, because you were asking me this morning what my next project was, and I said, well, I'll just wait a little bit to get that scrapbook done, because I have till the summer.
Yeah.
And you said, well, maybe you should again just try to do it in 20-minute increments, so it's not so daunting. I
Well,
think
and
that's
think
probably
about
the biggest
the end
takeaway.
goal, when you want it to be completed by, and work backwards and
Right.
figure out what can you do for the month of February to help you get there.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much. We hope you are going along with me and also decluttering your house too. Thanks.